Not all women fit into the standard roles society expects. Some women behave differently. They don't care about being trendy, seeking approval, or following the rules. These women are Sigma females, those who stand by themselves but never feel isolated, who earn respect effortlessly without seeking the spotlight. They lead by their actions, not merely through words. But how can you tell if you are one of them? It's not about what you talk about, it's about how you act, your habits, your attitude, your approach to problems. These traits make you distinct. If you've ever felt disconnected from the crowd, if you've left situations that others would hold on to, if you've based your decisions on reason rather than on what others expect, then perhaps you're more of a Sigma than you think. And if you don't recognize these qualities in yourself yet, that's not a shortcoming. It's a chance to grow. Strength isn't something you're born with. It's developed. Being independent is a decision, and the power to navigate life on your terms comes from knowing yourself well. So, are you already a Sigma female, or are you on your way to becoming one? Pay attention. If these traits resonate with you, then you'll know. And if they don't, perhaps it's time for some new beginnings. Let's begin. Number 1, you have no patience for foolishness. You don't waste time on things that don't make sense. While some people might put up with silliness just to be nice, you see right through it and don't bother. You recognize when conversations are superficial, when opinions are baseless, and when people talk without thinking. It's not that you're being proud. You're just being practical. You choose not to spend your energy on anything that doesn't challenge you, teach you something, or benefit you in some way. You get especially annoyed by people who just go along with what everyone else thinks. They repeat others' words, blindly follow trends, and stick to ideas they haven't thought about themselves. You notice this right away: the absence of independent thinking, the unquestioning adherence to what's typical, the fear of challenging the norm. When you encounter this, you just step back. You don't argue or try to change their minds. You simply move on because you know it's fruitless to try to change those who don't want to think for themselves. You also stay away from drama. You can't stand mind games, rumors, or petty disputes. As soon as you detect any manipulation, attention-seeking, or emotional turmoil, you leave. You don't explain yourself or get involved. You just exit. That's what confuses people. They expect reactions, arguments, or emotional engagement, but you offer none. Some might think you're unfeeling, but you view it differently. You value intelligence, rationality, and self-awareness, and if someone can't match that, it's not your issue. You're not here to coddle, simplify yourself, or pretend to care about meaningless things. If someone is worthwhile, they earn your respect. If not, they're just background noise. That's all there is to it. Number 2, you gain adversaries without even trying. You don't need to do anything specific for some people to dislike you. Just being yourself is enough to make certain individuals uneasy. It's not because you're unfriendly, conceited, or looking for trouble. It's because you operate differently. You don't look for approval, you don't justify your actions, and you don't diminish yourself to make others comfortable. And for people who lack confidence, that's problematic. They can't grasp how you can remain so unaffected. They observe how you make decisions confidently, end relationships without second thoughts, and leave situations that don't benefit you. They notice your independence, your refusal to engage in emotional games, and it bothers them. Most people are used to seeking others' approval, worrying about what people think, and conforming to social norms, but not you. You follow your own rules, and this autonomy seems threatening to those who secretly wish they had the same boldness. Some might challenge you, hoping to disturb your peace. They'll try subtle hostility, spread rumors, or offer insincere kindness, hoping for a reaction. But you respond with nothing. No anger, no insecurity, no urgent need to validate yourself. And your silence frustrates them, because deep down they recognize that you don't even consider them a serious challenge. Your very presence makes people face their own shortcomings. They either admire it or resent it, but either way, they can't overlook it. And that's how, without a single word, you make enemies. Number 3, you work incredibly hard, yet you don't make a show of it. You don't share your hard work or seek praise for your progress. While others boast about every small success and late-night effort for attention, you work quietly, much harder than anyone knows. Your success comes from being disciplined, consistent, and always striving to improve. People only see the outcomes. They don't see the effort behind them. They might think you're just naturally skilled, fortunate, or that success comes easily to you. They overlook the countless hours you've dedicated, your intense focus, and the high standards you maintain in private. You never grumble about the hard work. For you, it's just part of your routine. When others get weary, distracted, or start cutting corners, you persist, not bothered by difficulties or making excuses. This is why you effortlessly outpace those who crave recognition. They lose energy trying to showcase their diligence, while you genuinely put in the work. Being underestimated doesn't bother you, you actually prefer it. Because when you achieve your goals, the results speak for themselves. No need for words, justifications, or external approval. By the time people take notice, you're already far ahead. Number 4, you maintain a quiet presence but wield great influence. You don't need to be the most vocal in the room to have significant power. While others seek the spotlight, flaunting and looking for approval, you achieve your goals quietly. You let your deeds do the talking, your aura to be sensed, and your impact to unfold organically. You know that true influence isn't about being loud, it's about being undeniable. Often, people might not see your value because you don't show off. You don't seek applause, and you definitely don't plead for recognition. But when you do speak, everyone listens. Your words matter because you choose them carefully. When you take action, it's meaningful because you move with intention. Those constantly seeking attention might get momentary admiration, but you gain lasting respect. Your knack for remaining discreet while still being a pivotal force puzzles many. They can't fathom how someone so unassuming can hold so much sway. But that's what sets you apart. You don't have to be constantly visible to make a strong impact. You operate from the shadows, watching, planning, and executing moves others realize too late. This is why people remember you, even in your absence. It's not about being popular, it's about being substantial. In a world where many try too hard to be noticed, you let your essence linger subtly, and that's what makes you unforgettable. Number 5, you base your decisions on logical thinking, not on what others expect. You don't let others control your thoughts, actions, or life. While many people just go along with the latest trends for approval and to meet expectations, you do things differently. Your choices are driven by reason, rational thinking, and your own benefits, not by what's trendy or accepted by others. This means you can't be predicted because you don't follow the usual paths set by society. You don't do things just because that's the traditional way. You think deeply, ask questions, and dissect things thoroughly before deciding. If something doesn't make logical sense to you, you simply don't accept it. That's why people can't sway you. They might try to make you feel guilty, push you, or make you feel left out. But it doesn't affect you because you don't worry about fitting in. Your ability to think for yourself distinguishes you in a world where many crave approval. While others conform, you make choices that truly benefit you, and you confidently stand by every decision you make, accepting success or failure without blaming others. You act with intention, knowing your choices are solely yours. Some might think you're stubborn, but that's only because they're used to people who don't question the status quo. You're not careless, you're just firm in not sacrificing your intellect to belong. And this is what sets you apart. While others get lost in following others, you maintain control. Number 6. You find the typical expectations of women amusing. You've never been the type to change yourself to meet someone else's idea of what a woman should be. The notion that you should be softer, more agreeable, or traditionally feminine to be accepted is ridiculous. You don't change who you are just to make others comfortable. Society might try to fit women into specific roles: gentle, caring, always pleasing. But you've long discarded that idea. Your strength comes from how boldly you live by your own rules, not by how well you fit in. You don't spend time worrying if others think you're too strong, too aloof, or too formidable. That's their problem, not yours. If they expect you to reduce your personality to meet their standards, they'll be waiting a long time. You define being a woman on your terms, through your actions, intelligence, and your powerful presence. Some might see your refusal to adapt as rebellious. But that's only because they can't understand a woman who doesn't seek approval. You don't challenge norms just for the sake of it. You simply disregard rules that don't apply to you. You live how you choose, speak your mind, and act freely, never needing anyone's permission. This independence may unsettle people because they are used to women who seek others' approval. But for you, your self-approval is what counts. Number 7. You have a passion for perfection, not just being okay. For you, doing something well enough isn't good enough. If you're going to do something, you aim to be the best at it. You don't just try things out or accept being average. The thought of being just ordinary is unappealing to you. You drive yourself hard, not for praise from others, but because you find no joy in doing things halfway. Perfection is the only goal that feels right to you. When most people find tasks too hard, they're okay with just being all right and think that's sufficient. But you keep pushing even when the initial thrill is gone. You meticulously examine every aspect, take things apart, and reassemble them until you fully grasp them in ways most people never will. You strive to understand things completely, not just superficially. This dedication sets you apart from most, who get too distracted, too idle, or too comfortable to demand more from themselves. Your dedication isn't just about improving skills. It's about how you approach your entire life, your work, your personal development, even your thoughts. You sharpen everything to the highest level. You don't accept excuses, diversions, or easy ways out. People might call you intense, but they don't grasp the depth of true commitment. You don't just try to be better than others. You strive to be unmatched. While others get comfortable with mediocrity, believing it's the best they can do, you persistently improve. You see mastery as a never-ending journey, and you're committed to improving as long as you live. Number 8. You don't spend your energy on idle chatter. You're not interested in pointless conversations, talking about the weather, spreading rumors, or making small talk that doesn't really matter. You prefer to keep quiet. To you, words are precious, and if a discussion isn't thought-provoking, beneficial, or at least interesting, then it's merely a drain on your energy. Many people speak just to break the silence, but you see no need to. Silence doesn't bother you. Instead, it brings you clarity. While others scramble for something to say to dodge awkward moments, You remain calm. You prefer to listen, watch, and save your words for moments when they truly count. And when you do talk, you get straight to the point. No beating around the bush, no softening the truth, just plain reality. Some people may like this about you, while others might feel overwhelmed. Regardless, you don't change to meet their expectations. This doesn't mean you dislike socializing. It means you prefer meaningful connections over superficial ones. If someone can't engage in a deep and meaningful conversation, you tune out. You don't fake interest, nor do you force yourself to interact just to seem polite. Your time and energy are too valuable to waste on conversations that lead nowhere. Those who really get you understand that your silence isn't coldness, it's discernment. When you do choose to speak, your words carry significance, and those listening know that every word you say has a purpose. That's what distinguishes you from the rest. While they talk for the sake of talking, you speak to communicate something substantial. Number 9. You value your independence more than shallow relationships. You don't need a crowd to feel strong, nor do you depend on others to know your value. Unlike alphas, who need to be in control, or betas, who seek approval and a sense of belonging, you make your own rules. You know that many relationships come with demands, expectations, and distractions that you don't need. For you, partnerships are only useful if they truly benefit you. Otherwise, they're just obstacles that hold you back. Shallow connections just use up your energy, and you don't bother with people who don't bring real meaning to your life. You're not interested in just filling the silence or avoiding loneliness. If someone is part of your life, it's because they've shown they are worthwhile, not because you can't be alone. The thought of sticking with someone just because it's familiar or you're afraid of solitude is strange to you. Being independent isn't just a choice, it's who you are. Some might think you're arrogant, but they simply don't grasp what it means to be truly independent. You don't look for others' approval, you don't plead for loyalty, and you certainly don't change your plans to suit others. You live with intent, let go when needed, and don't look back. This doesn't mean you don't care about others. It means you refuse to let weak bonds drag you down. In a world where most either lead or follow, you do neither. You walk your path alone, not out of necessity, but because you know true strength comes from being self-reliant. Number 10. You can disappear for months or even years when it suits you. You're perfectly okay with stepping away from the world when you need to. While others constantly seek attention, approval, and interaction, you quietly slip away. Not because you're lost or facing difficulties, but because you're busy building, growing, and improving yourself. You don't feel the need to broadcast your actions or update others on your progress. You just go quiet, work hard, and return better than before. People used to constant interaction might not understand this. They might think you're pulling away because you don't care. But the truth is, you don't waste time on pointless chats when there's important work to be done. You vanish because you're concentrated on your goals. You vanish because distractions don't help you. You vanish because true growth often requires solitude. And when you come back, you're not the same person as before. You return more capable, smarter, and ahead of the game. No need for big announcements or dramatic comebacks. Your improvement speaks for itself. While others have been busy socializing and keeping up appearances, you've been honing your skills, mastering your craft, and building something significant. This ability to disappear makes people uneasy because they're used to always having access to you. They expect you to always be there, always ready to communicate. But you owe it to yourself to focus on your own growth. You're not vanishing because you're weak. You're vanishing to become unstoppable. And by the time they realize, you're already far ahead. Number 11. You handle betrayal like it's just another task. It doesn't upset you as much as it does most people. They often get overwhelmed by feelings, replaying the hurt, looking for closure, or even worse, asking why it happened. But you, as soon as someone shows who they really are, they're out of your life. No second chances, no long arguments, just quiet. It's not that you're unfeeling, you just know the cost of keeping the wrong ones close. You don't bother with insincere apologies, deceit, or false promises of change. You've observed how people behave when they expect endless forgiveness, and you won't entertain that. Once they've hurt you, there's no way to fix it. You leave without making a scene, without seeking payback, and without letting them see they got to you. They just find out one day that you're gone for good, and your silence speaks louder than any fight could. Some may see this as harsh, but they don't understand your logic. They don't get that staying close to those you can't trust is harmful. You won't allow it. People in your life must prove they belong, and if they betray you, they're out forever. This isn't about holding on to anger, it's about respecting yourself. You move on quickly, leaving behind just the memory of their betrayal. No justifications, no alerts, just a void where they once were, and that's all they're entitled to. Number 12. You navigate conflicts with precision, not drama. You don't engage in heated arguments or let emotions cloud your judgments. Instead, you handle disagreements with a calm, calculated approach. You listen, assess, and respond with logic, not anger. This doesn't mean you avoid conflict. It means you manage it in a way that minimizes stress and maximizes resolution. People might interpret your cool demeanor as disinterest, but in reality, you are strategically working through the issue. You prefer to resolve conflicts quickly and efficiently, keeping your energy for more productive tasks. This ability to remain composed under pressure is a signature trait of your strong, independent nature. Number 13. You prioritize personal growth over social engagements. While many rush to fill their calendars with social events and gatherings, you choose to invest time in yourself. You might spend weekends reading, learning new skills, or working on personal projects. This isn't because you dislike people, but because you understand the value of self-improvement. You know that true development comes from within and not from social interactions. By focusing on your growth, you become a more rounded individual, capable of offering more to the world than just your presence at social events. This selective approach to how you spend your time is not selfish. It's a strategic choice to cultivate a deeper, more meaningful existence. As we finish, being a Sigma female isn't about fitting into a category or following trends. It's about how you navigate life. It's about making your own decisions, not being manipulated, and setting standards so high that few can meet them. It's about recognizing your value without needing others' approval, walking away readily, and flourishing quietly while others watch puzzled. If these behaviors sound like you, trust your instincts. You're not being difficult, you're being disciplined. You're not distant, you're focused, and you're not alone. Others out there share your silent strength, crafting their paths, while the majority stick to their given roles. However, if these traits don't resonate with you, that's not a weakness. It's about realization. Strength is cultivated, independence is formed, and precise movement is learned through years of personal development. The real challenge is, are you ready to put in the effort? Being a Sigma female isn't just something you say, it's something you demonstrate every day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like these daily. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time.